So welcome everyone to episode 3. I was about to say 2 there. Episode 3 of Ritesh Balsod's podcast, On Your Left. With today, Sunaina, my dear friend from university. How you doing, say?
I'm good, thank you. I was waiting to see how you were going to introduce me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I do a good job?
You didn't do me justice.
No, what did you want? Did you want some like music and a fanfare?
I hope you're going to add that all in. Right about now.
Yeah. You're really cool. And recently you've started a podcast.
Yeah, and so the name's Say It As It Is. It's called that because I am known as Say amongst my uni friends, family, probably everywhere apart from my actual workplace. And it's been a nickname that's been with me since the age of 12, I think, or even younger. I can't really remember where it came from, but it's stuck with me. So yeah, the podcast is called Say It How It Is because I'm going to have conversations and I'm just going to say things how they are.
Yeah.
So literally first podcast is about grief.
Yeah.
It was a difficult topic, but it's such an important topic.
Yeah.
And I opened up about losing someone that was real dear to me, so my nan, and just talking about that and the sort of process that I went through, realising, I don't want to give away too much because I want everyone to listen to it.
I think people will listen, even if you do talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's up to you.
Just opening up.
Yeah.
I just felt I've come so far and it wasn't an easy journey, but I just wanted to share it with others because I was like, this is a process that I never knew about. There's a thing called the grief cycle. And so I talk about the stages and I literally suffered from all stages without knowing. And so, yeah, basically I ended up going to counselling. Yeah. And it was during the sessions, something hit home. And I think that's what I wanted to share with the world in my first podcast.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy. There was a lot of reflecting during, the podcast. Yeah, but it was well worth putting it out there. And I've had such amazing feedback. Yeah. I've really honestly, and you just don't know whose heart you're going to touch. You know, you just don't know what the outcome's going to be. So
I think
rewarding.
It is rewarding. And I think sometimes you don't realize, but people do listen to what you have to say. And there are maybe people suffering and things in their life and, listening to your story about the grief. So I think it's really, to be fair, really courageous that you put it out there. So
yeah, because you never know who you're going to touch. And everyone loses someone at one point. And like, if you think about it, that's the only one thing in life that is guaranteed from the moment of birth. Yeah. You're inevitable, right? Yeah. So
just through the years where I've been listening to self-help and there was something I must have heard this person saying like, remember, you're going to die one day. I think sometimes forget that we are. And so sometimes put stuff off like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. But if you remember that actually one day you're going to die.
I know.
It's a weird thing, right? It's a weird thing. It's
morbid, like talking about death. And I know some people, in my family, I have someone, I'm not going to say who, really doesn't like talking about it.
Right.
Like the topic of, not necessarily the topic of death, but it's just like the preparation. And I know that's such a big thing. I don't know, in an Indian community or maybe my family, I have one parent that is really open and talks about, I want to wear this outfit, I want this music. Because we spoke about it. I've been to funerals where they've played ABBA and like, they've played like Dancing Queen. They've played like all sorts of songs because you want to celebrate someone's life, right? But in traditional funerals, like Indian funerals, it's really depressing. Like people just cry and okay, everyone has their own way of dealing with it. But why not celebrate a life? Like if they've gone, just celebrate. That person brought joy to you at one point in your life. So I guess it's a personal choice, but it's so important to remember that. And talking about like time, I just envisioned something. So I saw a picture recently and you've got an older person holding a younger person's hand, so maybe a parent and a grandchild, and you've got the time the little thing that you flip over,
egg timer.
Yeah, like an egg timer, but the sand one.
Is that not what they're called?
The sand time. So when you turn it over.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so
what are they called? Yeah, okay.
Basically, there's a picture. So you've got the guy, the older guy and a younger guy. So they're holding hands. All you see is their backs.
Yeah.
And you see the little timer, and you just sort of see the sand just coming right to the bottom, like all of it sort of going in the adult. And in the younger one, there's so much time, but that a person is so little and like got his whole life basically in front of him. Whereas the elder one, let's say he's walking with a little cane, or, you know, like, time is the essence, basically. Yeah, it's so important to just make the most of every day.
Yeah, totally. The thing about grief is, we're saying, like, you know, you just don't talk about it enough. Normally you'd have going around to people's houses, and, you know, I don't know how often those people's life is celebrated. You know when I've been to those situations, I'm almost a bit like, I don't know what to say. And I don't know why that is. I don't know, is that because... It's probably just because we don't talk about it enough. I don't really speak to my parents about people that have passed away. Like, you know, my mum's mum or her dad. I never really ask her about it.
Is there a reason why?
I think mostly because I just don't want to upset her, right? But I'm sure she must be thinking about her parents.
Yeah.
You know? But it's maybe a bit out of my comfort zone to ask.
You could always ask.
Yeah.
Just say, can I ask you something? If it's too personal,
Yeah.
if you don't want to talk about it, by all means, I understand. But I did the same to my mum, actually, not long ago. Probably first lockdown, I think it came up. So my mum lost her dad some time ago. Well, many years ago. I don't want to talk about the details because it's, not very pleasant. But she never really opened up to tell us, and Nan passed away a few years ago, so it's not as if I can speak to Nan about it. And I think when I was a little bit younger, I didn't want to bring it up, probably for the same reasons that you just mentioned, like you don't want to upset a parent or a grandparent in this case. So I didn't talk to Nan about it face to face, unless she opened up and she would mention, like, he was like this, you know, he did this, like the traits were spoken about, but not so much the actual event of him passing. So when Mum opened up, she was really upset. She was crying, but the way she told the story, it made me feel like I was there. And so, it can be quite full on, but I guess it depends on individuals, how close you are to your family. Do you want to open up and talk about that?
I also think, like, there's so much spectrum in your emotions. So it's nice to just be happy all the time, but actually it's also good to explore sadder times as well, because inevitably in life you'll always have sad times as well. And it's good to kind of feel those emotions. I think so, like, rather than hide away from them, it's good to explore those emotions and talk about it.
Definitely. I think it's so important because it makes you appreciate the good times so much more, because you remember you had a low moment. But emotions is so important to talk about it, and that's the podcast as well. Like, I will reach out to other people, like their experiences, and we're going to talk about all sorts of things. And it's so it's important to just talk. So essentially that's what my podcast is all about. So make sure you guys watch it, subscribe and like. Watch it or listen.
Watch it or listen.
So listen.
How many episodes have you done so far?
I've done 3
episodes. Perfect.
No pressure.
No pressure. That's cool. Obviously you're creating a podcast. Like, what else have you found yourself doing this year which has been different from any other year?
Well, I think there's so much. Just beginning, like, the top thing that comes to mind is just that self-reflection, meditation, all the sort of hippie things. I'm doing more yoga. Like, I love it so much as well. You just physically feel absolutely amazing. And do you yoga?
No, do you know what? Like, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, my mate who works with me, he was like, Ritz, you have to do hot yoga. And he was like, dude, there's like an offer. Obviously, I'm like an Indian, right? So
like an Indian, hey?
I'm like an Indian. So
you're not Indian.
I'm not Indian. So so he was like, dude, like, there's this offer. It's £10 for 10 sessions. I was like, mate, that's £1 a session. You're not going to get better than that, yeah? But they were reeling me in. So I paid £10 for 10 sessions of hot yoga. And then they had an offer which was buy 1 month, get the next month free. So I was like, look, I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm going to go to this 80 days straight of hot yoga.
Are you serious?
Super.
How have I not known about this before?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really spoken about it, but yeah. So I was doing all this hot yoga, and but then after like 80 days, it was like really expensive. So I was like, oh man, I really do want to continue it, but it just got too expensive. But
I've never done hot yoga. I would love it. I've heard about it, and when I think I first moved to Oxford, so when I was in London after uni, I then moved back to Oxford. When I was back in Oxford, I heard about it and I was going to do it. I don't know, something put me off because I was like, I've never done yoga. Well, I had done yoga on and off when I was living in London, but I was a bit nervous because I was like, I know what I liked about yoga, but at that time in my life, I didn't feel like any need to just do yoga. So I never bothered with hot yoga. And I thought, hot yoga, do I want to be around people in a sweaty room, just sweating and losing more weight? I don't want to do that. So I put it off. But this year, yoga and me just enjoying it to a point where I'm not pushing myself, but you can start to see the changes and how flexible this body is. It's amazing, honestly.
It's incredible, isn't it? The hot yoga thing's cool. Like, I think you should do it at some point. I think you'll really enjoy it. The heat gets intense, especially the first 2 or 3 sessions that you go. I found I was feeling really almost dizzy and a bit like, I don't know why I'm doing this. But, the Indian me was like, hey, man, get the fucking money's worth. £1 a session, you got to get it. So we ended up doing it. Well, I ended up doing it. I really
like the fact that they had this session, like the price and like the sessions for that long. Yeah. Because don't they say if you do something for 60 days or something, it can then like become an addiction or like it becomes part of your routine.
Totally.
And so they lured you into it. Yeah. And then you were like, nah, not paying that much.
They got me with a sale. They got me with a sales pitch, but the Indian in me was like, "Hey, man, that's way too expensive. You won't be able to eat."
But years later, you're like having withdrawal symptoms by the sound of it.
I'm just like, "Oh, hot yoga, where are you? I need you." Ah. Yeah, it was very good. It's very good. I think for me, the yoga. So I think your thing this year is yoga.
Yoga meditation. Yeah.
What kind of meditation do you do?
So there's a few apps that I've downloaded and I've just going with that. So there's different types of, so they have daily updates in this one app that I'm using. I'm not going to mention it because they don't pay me to do that.
All right.
Don't pay me yet, but
your YouTube fame is getting to you, dude. Jeez, someone's getting too big for their boots.
Hey, you can always dream, right?
Yeah, nah.
It starts off with a dream.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Jeez. Can someone get Sunaina some mineral water and some caviar? I don't know. What do you like? Ash is getting up.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
So with the meditation, it's just daily updates. So brand new meditation every day. It's about 10 minutes long and it can be on different focuses every day. But it's just reflecting. It's just stopping, making that time firstly, and then just breathing, concentrating on your breath. Is so important and it just calms everything down. And I think even before this podcast, I just nipped into the other room and I was breathing. I needed to just concentrate on my breath. It's just because I try and do it every day.
Fine. Did you do it this morning?
I didn't. So I just thought that's why I want to do it. I haven't done it today. So I want to tick it off. So that's another thing. What I've been doing during 2020 is reflection and journaling.
Yeah.
So, and when I journal, I have like every month, I have a little chart on one of my pages. I think we spoke about this previously. Not online or anything, just the two of us. And so in my journal, I have a section and I focus on different habits that I want to either implement for that month.
Right.
Either daily, weekly or once a month.
Yeah.
And I also track my sleeping habit as well.
Wicked.
So make sure I can get to bed at a certain time, wake up at a certain time. I did try the 5 a.m. habit or tracker or 5 a.m. club. When I did that first 5 a.m., we spoke about it and you didn't encourage me. You were like, try it, like just go for it. So I love that about you because you're just so, like whenever I call you, whenever we talk, we just like vibe, and it's just so nice.
Yeah,
and I remember
good.
the time I did the 5 a.m. you were so chuffed, and like I think you reshared my post, and it was just really encouraging. I was like, it was so rewarding doing it as well. And you've been doing the 4 or 4:30 a.m. starts for so long, and I feel like you've got such a longer day, and you can achieve so many of your goals. So when I started doing that, I was journaling, and I was able to tick off almost everything on my daily list when I was waking up earlier. And it helped when I started off in the summer, like waking up a bit earlier. I've sort of flopped recently. But yeah, journaling's have really helped, just expressing my emotions and just writing down how I feel. And just reflecting about my vibe and who's coming into my bubble.
I tend to write the things that I need to do the day before. And so when I wake up, like that notebook is just open, and then it's like, okay, cool. Like what's the things that I need to do to kind of start the ball rolling? And it'll be like small things like have some water, do a gratitude exercise. Then it'll be like do some stretching, do the bike ride. Cool. Let's do something even bigger. And some days it's like, okay, do the gym as well. Or don't do the bike ride and just do the gym, whatever. And then it's just like momentum. So then you're like, oh, cool, man, I'm boosted. Like when you get up that early and you can get in so many tasks before you even start work, you're like, whoa, just imagine how much time you've got. Don't get me wrong, man. Like I'm lazy as fuck, man. Like I get so lazy. Like, I think the 4 a.m. thing really does work for me. And mainly because, when I was getting up at say 7 and then I had to leave work for 8 to get to work, what would normally happen is in the evening, I'd end up watching TV until like midnight. It's just like wasting time. I'm like looking for things to watch as opposed to being productive, so proactive in watching something that's going to really excite me or give me knowledge. And so there was a few things that made me change to that 4 a.m. thing. I think it was a podcast. I think it was Joe Rogan's podcast. I love Joe Rogan. There was a Joe Rogan podcast.
Was that where you first heard about it?
Yeah, Joe Rogan interviews a guy called Jocko Willink, who's like this ex-Navy SEAL. This Navy SEAL, his Instagram feed is literally his watch at 4 a.m. every day, every morning. 4 o'clock. And I was like, so I started following this guy, and I was like, and then in his stories, he would show how he was doing his workout, doing all this stuff, and he would reward himself with a sunrise because he's done all of this stuff in the morning, and then the sun's rising at like 6:30 or whatever the time is, and his reward was watching the sunrise. And I was like, man, like this guy's getting so much stuff done. And
that's
so
amazing though, isn't it?
And so yeah, it's really cool. And then the question I get asked is, what time do you go to sleep? So I'm like, I might be in bed like 8:30, 9:30. And people are like, what? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not wasting time with, like, I'm still getting my sleep. Do you know what I mean? But it's just,
You're not binging on anything
I'm trying not to. I'm
not
trying not to binge on any shit TV.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think a part of it is also, I think it can make me a bit antisocial. But I feel like I've been really, really social like 36 years of my life. So maybe now is a time to kind of just refine things a little bit and do things differently, right? So in that Tim Ferriss book, Tools of Titans, everyone should read that book. Such a legend, such a good book. He's just like, just do things differently for 48 hours and just see how it works. You do that, right?
Yeah,
so
and it's important to do it. I think I remember when I did the 5 a.m. start, I remember a conversation we had, and I think I started to flop a little bit. I couldn't do a 5 a.m. so I missed it. And I thought, oh gosh, that's it. I've let myself down. I'm not going to be able to keep up with this. And we spoke, and I was like, dude, I don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
And you said, what's stopping you? And you were really, really good. You made me think about everything that would have possibly caused a hindrance to that waking up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So I looked back and I was like, am I getting enough sleep? What am I doing the night before? Am I binging? What am I like eating? Everything. I just had a little reflection.
Yeah.
That really helped. So I really appreciate our conversations that we have where we're able to talk about it, and you help me see things in a different light. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's it's good. I mean, I think, I think with the four of us anyway, we always listen to each other and just take ideas on board. We can just, that's a good thing about our unit. Like it's, you can just cut the bullshit. You can just say it how it is. Like the plug, yeah.
There you go.
That. But like you can just say it. You can just say it,
Yeah. And it's nice to have that, like as a group of friendships, or you can just literally like, we all have our strengths. And another thing actually you mentioned when you do your meditation sessions, right? Every Wednesdays, I think it is. Yeah. And you've been, at times you've shared right after, I think you're just buzzing from it. So you're like, guys, I want to catch up with you guys. And there's times where you've reflected on what you've learned in that meditation session and you've brought it back to us. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Like one session I think you did with us. So you were like, let's go around the group online. We were all on a video call and you're like, I want to know, I think you said, what good qualities within us all, and we all had to share something good about each other, and that made us stop to reflect how we all sort of make each other feel, and like positive attributes amongst us all. So you made us go around the room talking about each other and like one good thing that you see in each other. And it's not very often that you do that, right? Like I don't know about like friends, but I know at home, like, so I would do this at the dinner table, literally like wherever we're sat. I've got my parents and my sister when she was around before she got married. We literally would go round the room and talk about one good thing about the person on our left or the person on our right.
Yeah, I like that
on your left.
I like that one.
We would say one good thing about them, and it would just reverse it around, because everyone's always seated in the same position. So you go around, you can't, didn't have a good day with someone, it doesn't matter, you have to say something nice about them, right? And
that's nice. You do that as a family?
Yeah, we would do it every so often. Haven't done it for a while, but it's just good because it just stops to make you think about something good that like mum's done or dad's done or someone's done in the household, right? And so nice. You brought up the idea of like saying sharing one good quality.
I did. I'm like just saying good things about myself there, like, oh yeah, that's so good that you guys do it.
But that's good. You need to praise yourself once in a while, because you had the decency to do like you did a meditation session and then you brought it back and you shared something from that session, and I think that brought us closer as well. You might not see it, or you might not think it. I feel like personally now reflecting on it, I thought it did bring us closer, right? And just because we were able to talk about each other and a good quality, like we might not appreciate about ourselves. And I remember like some of the stuff you said about me or whoever, I was like, wow, okay, I never really thought that of me, or never really taken notice of it. Like, do your family mention it, or has anyone else ever mentioned it? And it's so important, the way you talk to yourself. Just imagine if you were two, would you have liked it if your mum was calling you an idiot for not being able to do something?
You wouldn't. I think you wouldn't know it. Like, you wouldn't like it, but
it would make you feel really, really unworthy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't probably feel worthy of anything. You wouldn't feel. Yeah, you wouldn't feel great if someone was calling you that. And as you grow up, those voices will stay in your head. That's going to set a standard. You're going to think, oh, it's the norm for people to call me this. So it's so important to speak to yourself with love. Yeah, I think. Yeah. And it's almost like self-affirmations, right? Like how you talk to yourself. And then that sets a bar. Yeah. That's that bar. Like if I can talk to myself so nicely and I know what I should be accepting, then you're worthy. And then I think eventually it's the vibe or the energy that you attract. Yeah. So if like, I'm worthy of this, this and this, I'm not going to have some, like, my friends calling me rude words or like having things thrown at me in a negative way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You just won't accept it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just your standard.
It's just, exactly. And like, you're talking about it, and it's making me think about a few people in my life where I've had people who I've never really even noticed, but just not saying foul-mouthed, but just treating me as an individual like not so nicely. And I'm like, I've never done anything to them to make them be like that towards me, and I'm not being spiteful or anything. And I'm just thinking they've got their personal issues, but why have I let it be an okay thing all my life? It's just because they've been a mate for so long, but now I'm going to put a stop to it. So anyone that's sort of brought me down for whatever reason, I'm slowly detaching myself from them, because I just sort of think, well, if I'm worthy of this, this and this, I don't need that in my life. Like, they've got issues, they need to deal with it, but it's not acceptable.
Yeah, you're raising your bar. Just check in with yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is, right? It's a check-in to think like a diet, or if you were looking at, you know, how am I going to make my food intake more healthier? You'd probably clear out all the junk food, right? You'd put all the Doritos in a bag somewhere. This is what I've done this week. All the Doritos, all the Oreos, everything is in a bin bag. And
it's not a small bag. Let's put it that way.
It's just hidden.
Sanus.
Yeah. I need to like tape that or put like a lock on that cupboard. But you would put that all away somewhere.
Yeah.
Or you'd throw it out, and you would have a healthier selection of food. And I think actually it's good to do that with, it sounds so bad, isn't it? But it's good to do it with maybe people.
It's not bad
just evaluate.
at all.
It's
not
yeah,
bad. It's like if you're in a relationship, if I'm seeing someone, if a guy's swearing at me all the time, why am I going to be in that relationship? He's abusing me. Yeah. Would you treat yourself like that? You know, if someone's throwing those words at you, like eventually that's going to like crack you. That's going to make you either go mental in one way, or like you're going to have a nervous breakdown. You know, you could have possibly any sort of internal like downfalls, right? So why would you accept it if someone else is calling you those words? Like, you've just got to put a stop to it, I think.
Completely agree with you. Yeah, I feel like, I think, does that happen with age as well though? I feel like, I think as you get older, you realize your time is so valuable. So then you become really appreciative of the people that are around you. And then you don't really want like kind of low energy or people that complain a lot.
Yeah, and it's not a negative thing. I think it's just protecting your vibe, right? I've recently seen something. You might have seen this. Like, there's an image, and there's two people. One person is like, just say you're both made out of building blocks.
Cool.
Yeah, so one's me, and it's talking about my vibe. So, and it's me giving like part of my building blocks to someone else, and they're saying, I've taken my arm, the blocks, I've taken it, and I'm about to give it to you. So basically, they're just trying to say, protect your vibe. Like, you wouldn't want to give your vibe away to other people. So basically, if I'm in a good state, I'm not 100%, but I'm going to slowly start giving bits of me away to this person because they need it. Why would I literally just give my energy away to someone else? You know, if they're not feeling great. So I need to protect myself, make sure I'm 100%. I'm not saying that we have to all be 100% all the time, right? But if we're in a good place, then we can easily give. And it's so important to, nice to give as well, but you've got to take care of yourself and your energy, your vibe. Yeah. So it's not a selfish thing. I think it's so important to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
In my head it did.
So no, it makes sense to me. It's like basically the food thing.
And you value yourself so much more as well, because you're like, oh, I'm eating so healthy now. You know, I feel good. My skin looks good. Yeah. You know, you start to feel great about things. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, who do you look up to?
I would say Nan, like first and foremost. She was a great role model. She's no longer, but she was a great role model. And just everything she did. She was always so giving, humble, loving, like all those lovely words. Just a radiance of like beauty and so much to learn from her. So it was a great loss when she went, but so lucky to have spent so much of my life with her. So she was originally from India, but then came to the UK years ago. She was visiting us. It was a holiday, right? I think I told you about this, like offline, And it's funny. My dad's, so when I say Nan, she's my mum's mum. Dad's dad actually they lived here for so many years, but he managed to get her a stay. I don't want to go into all the details so long, but she ended up staying here. And I'm just so glad that I was able, like one of the grandchildren here in England that got to spend that time with her. Like on a different level. I had other grandparents as well, and I'm so grateful to see their relationship. Like they were so different, but there was so much love, and like both grands, like they would always call each other like sister.
Oh,
and like
that's so cute.
in Punjabi terms, like Benji. And it was just so nice to see that growing up. They were all great role models in some way or another. Like my granddad was G-man properly. he literally like was. Yeah, he knew everyone. Yeah. He once went to Cyprus, I'm not lying, and he had contacts out in Cyprus. And I remember there's a conversation, I think my uncle, my cousin were out in some European country years ago. Okay, so this is when I was younger. So it might have been in like the 90s or something. Yeah. And they're like, they must have gone on a holiday. They're like, we've run out of money. So they had to phone home, right? So my uncle called his dad, so that's my granddad. Yeah. Like, Dad, we're in this place and literally we've got no money. Whereabouts are you? Tell me your location. He calls off a couple of people. Literally someone comes with some money and like rescues them. My granddad had so many contacts and it was just unbelievable. Yeah. And like he never would make it out. Like he knew that many people. Yeah. Yeah, so that was kind of cool.
He had location services back in those days.
Yeah.
You know, like the thing about your nan is the knowledge and the everything that you learnt from her. It's like you take that on to the next generation. Even the stuff that you say to us, it's just like, wow, you know, she sounded like a really caring, amazing woman. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you may have met her. I can't remember. Yeah. Like years ago. Yeah. Like when you guys came to Oxford that one time. You don't want to talk about it. Nope. Nope.
There's a joke
which was not funny, so it's so not a joke.
even like 15 years on, it's the funniest thing ever. But I won't say it because
don't embarrass me. Right?
I could just in a second embarrass you, but I won't do that. I'm a kind of human today.
Today, I love that. But you are also asked, Yeah. Without me picking my nose. Yeah. Okay. You also asked about other people that inspire me. I'm going to add Alicia Keys.
Oh, yeah.
Only because I'm listening to her Audible at the moment, like her life story, and I love the way her book's sort of read. It's read out by her, and she's talking about her beginnings. So like literally when she was younger, what she went through, and saw her mum go through in the States, like living in a certain location growing up, single parent. And you learn so much about someone that's made it so big, but basically she's sharing her like life about when she had nothing, how she started off, and then, you know, slowly becoming like famous and like the sort of things that she had to go through, and like now where she's made it big, like she's a legend, and she's so humble, and it's like she's come to a point where she's got everything, right? All the fame, money, she doesn't know. Like sounds like amazing relationship. She's got 2 beautiful kids, and she opens up and she talks about losing her nan. And that I just felt like, I remember listening to that chapter, I was driving and I was in tears. I felt like I had to pull up because everything she said, I was like, I can relate to this. And it's mad because that comes back to like grief and losing and all the same sort of attachments that we're all going to go through in life. Like that was brought up, and it just sounds really silly, but it just feels like she's my mate now. Yeah. Oh, Alicia, yeah. Because she's
just gonna go for a drink.
Yeah, I've heard her voice like for so long in my head. And
that's
then
so weird.
Recently, in a weird, in a good, crazy way.
Yeah, I mean
right?
in a good way, yeah. Is she an actress also?
No.
Okay. Don't know why I thought that.
Nah.
Nice.
She could be.
She could be.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
She is. I've never really I've loved her music from day one. But I've never really thought anything more of her than an artist. But now I feel like she's on that level. Like she's so, And things like she did, like giving at such a, possibly like a younger age, but before the fame sort of got there. Like she knew she started making money. And she mentions in the book, I think she was sat next to someone on a plane going somewhere, and they got talking, and it's basically, I can't remember the name of the lady. I think she's either South African or an English lady, and so they basically started talking, and she works with charities, and she helped her, like Alicia Keys, set up a charity, and like years later they're still doing things, and so she's giving money to girls in, want to say somewhere in Africa or possibly India. So girls that are suffering from, I want to say HIVs, like AIDS and stuff. So she's giving back in that sense. She's been doing that for years. And how many people know about that? Like,
no one.
She
doesn't advertise it.
No.
I think I guess once you get to that much success, like what else is there? And I think, you know, contribution and giving back is like massive, right? I think, otherwise, I don't know, like what happens when you get uber rich? Like, do you get bored? Like, don't you get bored? Like, what would you do if you were just mega Jeff Bezos rich? Do you know what I mean?
I hope I'm still as humble as I feel like I currently am. I said I feel. I'm not saying I am.
YouTube fame's getting to you, bro.
What can I say?
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like, just I wish I will always remained, chilled with my mates, my homies. I want to still be on that level where I'm like, I'm not gonna be like, I'm wearing this, or I'm, I've got this on, and this person, is giving me this, or I've got that. I'm driving around in this. I just want to be grateful for this air that I have, and like just little things. Like, and they say that it's like the little things in life that you've got to be grateful for, and I am so grateful for so many things, and it's great having a lovely car, big house, all those things, but they're all materialistic, right? They could be gone one day, here today, gone tomorrow, then what?
Yeah, you're only left with yourself, isn't it, really?
Yeah. And like hopefully loved ones around you. It's so important. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. Wow. You're such a nice person, Sunaina.
Thanks. I haven't done anything. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah.
I thought you'd become a billionaire or something.
Yeah, just through that speech.
Yeah,
maybe one day.
It's like you won an Oscar or something. Okay, that's cool.
I'd like to thank my family.
Yeah, my friends. That's really nice. Both people, very cool. Your gran and your nan and Alicia Keys. I think mine would be. Who do I just love Joe Rogan, man.
I was gonna say I'm so intrigued to know.
Well, Joe Rogan's cool. Like, I think I learned a lot from him. Vish is gonna be really happy because he introduced me to Joe Rogan. But who do I really look up to? Oh, okay, like family wise, like mum. My sister's pretty epic as well.
They say it tells you a lot about a person depending on who they're like inspirational, either leaders or whoever they look up to are, because you can learn a lot from someone. Yeah. Because if I said, I don't know, someone like, I don't know, like someone that's just wrapped around like money and fame and be like, yeah, that, or, that could possibly have some random habits. Yeah, that's the things that I aspire to be. Yeah. I'd rather, say like Alicia Keys or someone. Yeah.
This has been fun,
Yeah, it's been like thought-provoking, I would say.
Yeah.
But I feel like every time we talk, it gets deep quite quickly. It's never like when we call each other, it's not normally like, how's your day been? Or like, it's never been like, don't get me wrong, it's not, we do talk about little things, but we go straight into like a deep conversation. And even if it's like 20 minutes, it's always been like, wow, all right, dude, I gotta go now, but catch up soon. And it's just so easy. It's nice talking to you. Yeah. Can open up and ask you for advice. And I value that a lot about our friendship.
Yeah, I feel the same about you. You've got some good things to say. Thanks. Say it how it is.
I was thinking, where's he going with that?
Third plug, I think that is. Yeah, no, you definitely, like it's been a fun time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It feels a bit surreal. Got all these lights on my face.
Yeah, it's pretty bright, isn't it?
Got a bit of an audience over there.
They're not paying attention. Vish looks like he's...
He looks like he's really concentrated. Yeah.
Looks like he's going to fart. Nah, who cares? Who knows? Anyway.
He's really good at blocking us out.
Yeah. He's really not paying attention. I think I'm going to wrap up now, actually. So thank you so much for being on my third episode. I feel like you should do a little bit of a plug on your YouTube channel. So do you want to just do that, if that's all right?
Oh, thank you. That's really nice of you. So recently, I wouldn't say I've recently launched it, but I've just started putting content out there. So I've started vlogging because I've been doing this without even knowing, like most of like my life growing up, whenever I'd be on holiday, but never really done very much with the content. So recently just decided to be a bit more active on YouTube, just because I've got some really cool friends and I just want to showcase like certain places that I've been to, and just learning about video editing, just trying to push myself out my comfort zone. I don't really enjoy being in front of the camera talking.
Doing great job. You're doing a great job today, mate.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There you go.
But yeah, that's it. It's just going to be me, friends, family, like on our journeys, out and about exploring, just showcasing my life as it is and having fun. So it's just putting some content out, and just that's it.
I love it. I love it as well, because I know you sent me a few bits from a recent trip, and I was like, man, this is such an amazing like timestamp just in like your life, right? So you know, like in 30 years time, you can look back on it and be like, whoa, yeah, I remember that was cool. Like, you know, when me and the boys talk about our Vegas trip, it's just, and we would look
your
at
what trip?
Vegas. Whenever we talk about that trip, it's just like sick. And then when you see some of those Instagram videos, we're just like, what the hell was going on? But yeah, I like it. I like what you're doing.
That's the trip that I wasn't invited to.
Yeah, we did invite you.
No, you didn't.
We did, man. What are you talking about? Yeah, we did.
Show me proof.
No proof. We deleted it instantly. Just kidding. We'll do a trip soon.
Yeah, we better.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is proof.
Yeah, shit.
Don't delete it.
Gonna have to re-edit, refilm that. Let's refilm that. We won't ask you for things. Damn it. Yeah, cool. I'm sure you'll be on here soon. This video will be edited way before February, I'm telling you. She's doing that. She's reverse psychologying me. Why reverse psychologying me? Is that correct terminology?
Well, I don't know the ink, but it is reverse psychology. I don't know. Did I use that on purpose? No, I think that's an actual estimate of
Okay.
when you're going to get it done.
Oh, so annoying. I'm going to do it now. Literally, I'm going to come off. I'm going to start editing.
No pressure or anything,
pressure.
But I just sort of...
No pressure. No pressure.
Just feel like...
Yeah,
that's
no,
I do. Like December's around the corner.
Yeah.
We're all going to get busy.
Yeah.
Just enjoying Christmas.
Yeah.
Family time, all that. And then you've got your amazing bike ride.
Yeah.
Very soon. How excited are you? I'm feeling really excited.
I'm a bit nervous because I feel like I'm a bit heavy. So
in what sense?
Heavy in regards to like, you know, you need to be quite light when you ride a bike. And I weigh about 95 kilos. So I need to drop some weight.
What are you going to do about it?
I must sort my diet out.
I will.
I must.
Okay.
Or will.
I will.
I must.
The must is more open, isn't it? It's like, I must do this. Like, there are things that you should potentially, whereas I will, it's like actioning. Like, I am going to do this. Like,
well,
go ahead.
Actually,
Ooh.
so what I learned in the Tony Robbins thing was I should say I must, but I don't think I will is a bad thing to use. But must is like, it's a must.
Can you share more about this Tony Robinson thing?
Tony Robinson is the guy that was in... So Tony Robbins is who I went to see.
Sorry, Tony Robbins.
I say
Tommy... I can't even talk. Did I say Tony Robinson?
Yeah, Tony Robinson
I didn't mean that.
Tony Robinson is the guy that was in that...
Shut up. Shut up.
Tony Robinson was the guy that was in... Was it Peter Pan? No, Robin Hood on CBBC.
No one cares.
Oh my God.
CBBC.
Do you remember CBBC? Did you have Sky when you were getting up?
No.
Did you have normal TV? 4 channels?
Yeah, we didn't really watch too much TV at home. So my parents weren't never really around, so if we did have those channels, I think we'd all be glued to the TV. We had like routine in the evenings, like homework time.
Damn.
Then we could go out and play time, you know, like those things, rather than being sat in front of the box.
Yeah. I used to love TV when I was a kid. There was a time in my life when basically every single day I'd come back from school and I'd watch Back to the Future.
No way.
Yeah, I just for like weeks.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, my sister used to get pissed off because we only had one TV. She'd be like, I want to watch Neighbours. I'm like, no.
But like Back to the Future, how old were you?
I must have been like 8.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My favourite movie.
I really like the 8-year-old you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the 36-year-old me?
Obviously, that's why I'm here. But like the 8-year-old is so cool watching Back to the Future. I love that movie.
That was one of my faves. 80s movies are just the best, right?
What would you say? Is that one of your favourite, movies? of all time.
Yeah, because I think it just reminds me of childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember like that DeLorean, the flux capacitor. I just used it. Do you remember the flux capacitor?
I don't know what they mean, but yeah, the
man.
movie. Go on, tell us.
like
time.
Everyone else will know, but that's fine.
Everyone else. Oh,
jeez, now I've got to explain the flux capacitor. But anyway, no, I mean the DeLorean was just like this car, and it was just like this stainless steel car, and it just looked so.
Is that what Doc rode in?
Yeah,
the Doc.
Yeah, the Doc. Yeah. And what's funny though, it took 88 miles per hour to go through time to time travel. Do you remember how long it took that car to get to 88 miles per hour? It took like a minute.
Yeah.
It's just like what?
Zoom, and
Yeah. Whereas my Astro will do that super quick.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like the idea of 88 miles per hour. It's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It's not like 188 miles per hour. You can imagine it takes like a minute to get to 188 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about, to be fair. I feel like I've not eaten anything today, so a bit of deliriousness is happening.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Are you excited about your run?
My bike ride.
Your run. Yeah, your bike ride.
Yeah. I feel a bit. Well, the guy I'm going with, D, who is in episode 2.
Yeah.
He's the guy that we're doing it together, and I think Vish said he's going to join as well. Vish did say he's doing it.
I was there when
he was there,
did
so
it.
he's going to do it now.
And that means that I might.
You might be our roadman.
You, yeah, with Ash.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know about it at the moment.
So Ash might film it.
Yeah.
He's gonna film it. Yeah, he's gonna film it.
I'll drive.
Look at that pose. He's definitely filming it. So
he just doesn't know.
He just doesn't know. And so like it's gonna. I mean, it's not like I think other cyclists, other experienced cyclists could do it. Like easy.
No, wait. This is London to Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton to London.
Yeah.
On a bike.
On a bike.
That's not an easy task, dude.
No, but people do it. Like London to Brighton is a thing. So
you're just being I feel like you're being very humble right now and just being like, I don't even cycle to work. I had a bike literally, I'm not going to lie, for less than a week.
Yeah.
Brought a bike.
Did it get nicked?
Cycled to work. Oh. No, I'd cycle. And it's only, a few miles, like 5-6 miles.
Yeah.
And I absolutely hated it.
Really?
I sold my bike within a week.
Whoa. Did you make money on it?
I
don't know.
Might have done. I can't remember.
How much profit did you make?
It's
it's
Indian and you, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think people do ride a lot. So it's not. I don't know. It's a big deal. It's a lot of miles for me, and even D's I think quite experienced. But the reason why we're doing it is just we wanted to raise some money for a charity. I wanted to do it for my birthday.
Yeah.
I felt like raising some money for a charity. So, yeah.
You're doing it a week before your birthday, right?
Yeah, like 2 days before. So, I'll probably be busted on my birthday, like eating cake from my bed.
You have to have a recovery period afterwards, like just a whole 2-3 days where you're just sat in, is it a cold bath or something that's supposed to be really good for you, like ice? Ice bath, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Like, it's just a new challenge. I think that's what I learned this year, which was got to create adventure, and have fun, laugh. Yeah. Yeah. Spend it with people that uplift you if you can. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Push yourself out of your comfort zone as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Well, Sunaina, thank you so much.
It's been so nice being on your podcast. Just talking. It doesn't feel like I'm on your podcast.
Yeah.
It just feels like we're talking like normal.
Yeah.
And it's really nice just talking about things that we've spoken about. Hopefully it can inspire somebody in some form. Yeah. Yeah, all these books can inspire.
Yeah, all of these books. I'm not getting sponsored or promoted for this, so sorry. Let's wrap it up.
Cool.
Thank you.
Bye.